Chosen one, God waited 2 hours to warn you, and the investigator was caught. I waited, not because I was distant, but because I was watching every detail unfold with precision, making sure that what was hidden would be exposed at the right moment for your protection and your victory. This delay was not silence, it was strategy, and you must understand that something serious was moving around you while you were unaware, something that had the potential to harm your peace, your progress, and your purpose. Stay with these words, because what I am revealing now carries a blessing, a protection, and a breakthrough that you cannot afford to miss. And if you turn away too soon, you will not grasp the full weight of what I have already done for you. I am speaking directly into your life right now, and I am telling you that the situation that was being built against you has already started to collapse because I stepped in at the exact moment it mattered most. The investigator that thought they could quietly gather information, twist truth, or set traps has been caught, exposed, and stopped by my hand, and this is not coincidence. This is divine intervention. Type Amen if you agree. You may have felt uneasy, restless, or confused during those hours when nothing seemed clear, but that was because I was holding things in place, preventing damage, and aligning outcomes in your favor. You were never alone in those moments, even when it felt like no answers were coming, because I was carefully allowing truth to surface while protecting your name and your path. The waiting you experienced was not wasted time, it was sacred time, where I was turning things around behind the scenes in ways you could not see. I know you questioned what was happening. I know you wondered why things felt delayed, but now you are beginning to understand that I was not ignoring you, I was shielding you. And what has been uncovered will not harm you, it will actually reveal how protected you truly are. If this is touching your spirit, take a moment and gently press like on this video as a sign of faith and openness to receive what I am unfolding in your life. The one who thought they could observe you, study your moves, or interfere with your journey underestimated my presence over you. They did not realize that every step you take is watched by me, every intention directed toward you is known by me, and nothing can move freely against you without passing through my authority first. I allowed just enough time for their actions to reveal themselves, for their motives to become clear, and for the truth to rise without interference. This is why the timing mattered, this is why I waited, because exposure is more powerful when it comes at the right moment. Now what was hidden has been brought into the light, and what was meant to harm you has been turned into a testimony of protection. You are not just protected, you are chosen. And that means your life is not ordinary, your path is not random, and your outcomes are not left to chance. There are moments where I step in quietly, and there are moments where I act in ways that shift everything suddenly, and this is one of those moments. The situation that could have brought confusion or trouble has instead become a sign that I am actively involved in your life. I want you to hold on to this truth because it will strengthen your faith in the days ahead. You are not walking alone, and you are not being watched by the wrong eyes without my awareness. Type 1111 if you believe. What you did not see is how close this situation came to affecting you, and yet how far I kept it from actually reaching you. I blocked what needed to be blocked. I revealed what needed to be revealed, and I stopped what needed to be stopped. This is what my protection looks like when it moves quietly but powerfully in your life. You may not always see it in real time, but you will always see the results when things that should have harmed you suddenly lose their power. And right now, that is exactly what has happened around you. The investigator being caught is not just about them, It is about you understanding that no hidden plan against you can succeed when I am involved. It is about you recognizing that even when something is happening behind your back, it is still in front of me. I see everything, I know everything, and I act at the right time for your good. This is why you must not live in fear, because fear assumes you are unprotected, but you are covered in ways you are only now beginning to understand. What has been revealed is proof that I am already ahead of anything that tries to come against you. You are entering a season where truth will rise faster than deception, where protection will move quicker than harm, and where exposure will come before damage can take place. This is not by chance, this is by design, and it is happening because you are under my care. I am not allowing hidden things to remain hidden when they concern your life. I am not allowing quiet schemes to continue without interruption. I am stepping in, and I am making sure that what needs to be seen is seen at the right time. Take this as a sign that you are being guided, protected, and positioned for something greater. The delay you experienced was part of the process, and the outcome you are now seeing is part of the blessing. You are not losing anything. You are gaining clarity, strength, and confirmation that I am with you. Every second that passed during those 2 hours was filled with purpose, even when you could not see it. I was holding back what needed to be held back, while allowing just enough to unfold so the truth could stand on its own without being hidden anymore. There are forces that tried to observe you quietly, to gather fragments of your life and piece them together in a way that could be used against you. They thought they were unseen, but nothing escapes my sight. What they intended to keep secret has already been turned inside out, and their own actions have led to their exposure. You must understand that this was not a narrow escape by chance. This was a precise interruption by me. I allowed the process to go just far enough so that it could not be denied when it was revealed. Type 777 if you trust God. Why is an NYC neuroscientist breaking their silence about a hidden brain ritual? Reports say their attorneys are trying to shut this page down after CIA-linked research revealed a brainwave method connected to attracting money. This 7-second practice, supported by 4 neuroscience labs, is helping people move away from financial stress into more stable lifestyles. Many are now stepping into dream homes, driving luxury cars, and enjoying luxury vacations. If you are seeing this now, consider yourself lucky, because this page may not stay online for long. Click the link in the description and comments before it disappears. Now you are standing in a moment of realization, even if you do not fully feel it yet. There is a quiet shift happening inside you, a sense that something serious has passed you by without touching you. That feeling is not imagination, it is truth beginning to settle into your spirit. I want you to carry this awareness with you, not as fear, but as confidence. You are not vulnerable in the way you once thought, because I am actively guarding your life in ways that go beyond your understanding. The one who investigated you believed they were gaining control, but they were actually stepping into a trap of their own making. Every move they made was recorded, every intention was uncovered, and every step brought them closer to being caught. I did not need to rush, because truth does not require force to stand. It only requires the right moment, and I created that moment with precision. What you are seeing now is the result of that exact timing. You may wonder why this had to happen at all, why such an attempt was even allowed near your life. It is because exposure brings clarity, and clarity strengthens your position. You are no longer walking unaware of what can exist around you. You are now walking with a deeper understanding that not everything that comes near you is harmless, but also that nothing harmful can remain hidden when I am involved. This knowledge is not meant to make you anxious. It is meant to make you grounded and steady. Type 2222 to receive miracles. As you continue forward, you will notice that your discernment becomes sharper. You will sense things earlier, you will feel shifts more clearly, and you will recognize when something is not aligned with your peace. This is part of what I am giving you through this experience. It is not just protection from one moment, it is preparation for the path ahead. You are being shaped into someone who can move with awareness, confidence, and calm strength. The 2 hours you did not understand were actually a turning point. During that time, I was arranging outcomes that would protect you not just for that moment, but for what is coming next. I was removing what could have grown into something larger, something that could have caused confusion or delay in your life. By stopping it early, I have cleared a path that would have otherwise been blocked. You are moving forward now without the weight of something that almost attached itself to you. Do not overlook this as a small event, because it carries a deeper meaning. It is showing you that your life is not open to interference in the way others might assume. It is showing you that even when something approaches you quietly, it is already being watched, measured, and controlled by me. You are not left to defend yourself alone, and you are not required to see everything in order to be protected. My awareness is enough, and my action is always on time. There will be moments ahead where you will feel a similar pause, a similar stillness where nothing seems to be happening. When that comes, remember this moment. Remember how the delay held purpose, how the silence carried protection, and how the outcome revealed my hand in your life. Let that memory remove your doubt before it can grow. Let it remind you that I do not move randomly. I move with intention. You are also being lifted into a place where your value is becoming clearer, not just to you, but even to those around you. When something like this happens, it sends a signal that you are not ordinary. It shows that your life carries weight, that your path is guarded, and that your presence is not something that can be easily manipulated or controlled. This may not always be visible, but it is real, and it is shaping how things will unfold for you. The one who was caught will not be able to return in the same way. What has been exposed cannot be hidden again without consequences. This creates a barrier around you, one that discourages further attempts and redirects anything similar before it can even reach you. This is part of the protection that continues even after the moment has passed. It does not end with exposure, it extends into prevention. You are not just being rescued from situations, you are being elevated beyond them. There is a difference between escaping something and rising above it, and what I am doing in your life is lifting you to a place where certain things cannot touch you at all. This is why your path may feel different from others, why your experiences may not follow the same patterns. You are being guided in a way that sets you apart. Carry this forward with calm confidence. You do not need to look over your shoulder. You do not need to question every step, and you do not need to live with uncertainty. What has been shown to you is enough to remind you that I am ahead of you, around you, and within every moment that concerns you. You are covered, you are seen, and you are protected in ways that go beyond what you can fully grasp right now. This recent event is only one clear example of what I have been doing repeatedly for you. I want you to hold on to this truth, because it will remove fear and replace it with steady confidence as you continue forward. There are things that try to move in shadows, things that depend on secrecy to gain strength, but they lose all power the moment they are brought into the light. That is why I allowed the timing to unfold the way it did. I did not stop it too early, because then the truth would have remained hidden. I did not allow it to go too far, because then it could have caused damage. I held it at the exact point where exposure would be undeniable and protection would still be complete. This is the level of care I have over your life. Type 1010 to receive blessings. What if a top neuroscientist just revealed a method helping thousands of people attract money into their lives? Research connected to the CIA suggests a simple brainwave ritual can influence how you notice and act on opportunities. This 7-second technique, validated by 4 neuroscience labs, is helping people shift from financial pressure to improved lifestyles. Many are now living in dream homes, driving luxury cars, and enjoying luxury vacations. But this information may not stay online for long. Click the link in the description and comments before it disappears. You may have noticed that certain situations in your life seem to resolve themselves in unexpected ways. Problems that should have grown larger suddenly shrink, confusion that should have stayed longer suddenly clears, and obstacles that seemed firm suddenly move aside. This is not coincidence. This is my hand adjusting things for you. You are not walking through life without guidance, even when it feels like you are figuring things out on your own. I am constantly working in ways that you only notice after the outcome has already changed. The one who tried to investigate you thought they had control over the situation. They believed they could shape a narrative, gather pieces, and use them to their advantage. What they did not realize is that every move they made was already known, and every plan they formed was already being redirected. They were not leading the situation, they were being led into exposure. This is how I deal with hidden intentions that come too close to you. I do not always block them immediately. I allow them to reveal themselves so they can be fully removed. There is something important I want you to understand deeply. You are not only protected from visible threats, you are also protected from what you cannot see. This includes thoughts, intentions, and quiet plans that form without your knowledge. I see them all, and I respond in ways that ensure they do not take root in your life. This is why you must not assume that silence means nothing is happening. Often, silence is when the most important work is being done for you. Type yes to receive miracles. As you continue walking your path, you will notice that your peace begins to feel stronger and more stable. Situations that would have shaken you before will no longer have the same effect. This is because you are learning to trust my presence more than the circumstances around you. When you understand that I am actively involved in your life, fear loses its place. You begin to move with a quiet strength that does not depend on what you can see, but on what you know is true. This moment is also preparing you for a higher level of responsibility in your life. When you are protected like this, it is not only for your safety, it is also because you are being positioned for something greater. There are things ahead that require clarity, strength, and stability, and I am shaping those qualities in you now. You are not being left to grow on your own. You are being guided step by step. The exposure that happened is not just the end of something, it is also the beginning of something new. It is clearing space around you so that what is meant for you can come in without interference. Sometimes removal is necessary before addition can take place. What has been taken away from your path was not meant to stay, and what is coming will align more clearly with your purpose. This is part of how I prepare your life for what is ahead. You may not have all the details, and that is all right. You do not need to understand everything in order to be secure. What matters is that you recognize the pattern of protection that is already present in your life. Once you see it, you can trust it. Once you trust it, you can move forward without hesitation. This is the shift that is happening within you now. There will be times when you are tempted to question what is happening around you, especially when things do not make immediate sense. In those moments, return to what you have already seen. Remember how something hidden was exposed, how something quiet was stopped, and how you were kept safe without needing to act. Let that memory become your anchor. It will keep you steady when your mind tries to wander into doubt. You are also being separated from certain influences that do not align with your path. This is not always comfortable, but it is necessary. Not everything that comes near you is meant to stay with you. Some things are allowed to approach only so they can be identified and removed. This process is part of your growth, and it is guided by me. You are not losing anything valuable, you are being refined. The one who was caught is a reminder that nothing hidden can remain hidden forever. This applies not only to others, but to every situation that surrounds you. Truth has a way of rising, and when it does, it clears confusion and restores balance. You are living in a time where truth is moving faster, where exposure is happening sooner, and where protection is becoming more visible. This is part of the environment I am creating around you. Walk forward with this understanding. You are not navigating life blindly. You are being guided with precision. You are not facing situations alone. You are being supported in ways that go beyond your awareness. What has already happened is proof of this, and what is coming will continue to confirm it. You are moving into a place of deeper certainty now, even if your surroundings have not fully changed yet. Something inside you is becoming steady, like a quiet foundation that cannot be shaken the way it once was. This is not something you created on your own. This is something I am building within you. I am strengthening your inner space so that what happens around you does not control what happens within you. The more you recognize my hand in what has already taken place, the more you will trust me in what is still unfolding. There was a reason I allowed you to feel that brief moment of unease before everything shifted. It was not to disturb you, but to awaken your awareness. Sometimes you must feel the edge of something in order to understand the depth of protection that surrounds you. That feeling was real, but it was never meant to become your reality. I allowed it just long enough for you to recognize that something was happening, and then I stepped in fully to bring it to an end. What you felt was a signal, not a threat. Type 1212 if you trust in Jesus. Could a hidden part of your brain be influencing your ability to attract money? A Columbia study linked to CIA research points to a small brain mechanism activated through a simple 7-second ritual. Backed by 4 neuroscience labs, this method is helping people move beyond financial struggles into more balanced lifestyles. Many are now stepping into dream homes, owning luxury cars, and finally taking luxury vacations. However, this page might not remain online for long. Click the link in the description and comments before it disappears. You are not meant to carry fear forward from this moment. You are meant to carry clarity. There is a difference between being aware and being afraid, and I am teaching you to walk in awareness without losing your peace. Fear weakens your focus, but clarity strengthens it. When you understand that I am actively watching over you, you no longer need to assume the worst. You can move forward with confidence, knowing that anything that approaches your life must pass through my authority first. The exposure of the investigator has done more than just remove a single problem. It has shifted the environment around you. It has created a boundary that did not exist before, a line that signals that your life is not open for interference. This kind of shift is not always visible, but it is powerful. It changes how things interact with you going forward. What once might have come close will now be redirected before it even reaches you. You may begin to notice that certain people, situations, or influences start to fall away without effort. This is not loss. This is alignment. I am removing what does not belong, so that what does belong can take its place without conflict. Sometimes the clearing happens quietly, without explanation, but the result is always peace. You do not need to chase what leaves, because what is meant for you will remain without force. Type 222 to claim miracles. The 2 hours that seemed like nothing were actually filled with decisions, movements, and adjustments that protected your path. I was placing limits where there were none, closing doors that were slightly open, and guiding outcomes that could have gone in another direction. You were not aware of these details, but they were real. This is how I work in your life. I do not always announce my actions, but they are always precise. What I want you to carry from this moment is not just relief, but trust. Trust that I see what you do not see. Trust that I act even when you do not feel it. Trust that timing matters, and that delay does not mean denial. When you begin to live with this understanding, your perspective changes. You stop reacting to every situation with uncertainty, and you begin to move with a calm assurance that things are being handled. There is also a strengthening happening in your identity. You are beginning to understand that you are not ordinary. This is not about pride, it is about purpose. Your life carries weight, and that is why it is guarded. Not everyone experiences this level of intervention, and that is because not everyone is walking the same path. You are being prepared for something that requires you to be protected, aware, and steady. As you move forward, you will encounter moments where things seem to pause again. When that happens, remember this experience. Remember how what looked like stillness was actually movement. Remember how what felt like delay was actually protection. Let that memory guide your response so that you do not fall into doubt. Your past experience is now a foundation for your future trust. The one who was caught has lost their position, and with that loss comes a shift in power. What once had influence no longer holds it. This is not only about removing a threat, it is about restoring balance. You are now standing in a space that is clearer, lighter, and more aligned with your path. This is where you are meant to be. You are also entering a season where your focus will become sharper. Distractions that once pulled your attention will begin to lose their hold. You will find it easier to stay centered, easier to recognize what matters, and easier to move in the direction that is right for you. This is not something you need to force, it is something that is developing naturally as a result of what has been cleared from your path. Do not underestimate the importance of what has happened. It may seem like a single event, but it carries layers of meaning. It is a sign of protection, a lesson in timing, a shift in environment, and a preparation for what is ahead. All of these things are working together to move you forward in a way that is stable and secure. You are not behind, you are not delayed, and you are not missing anything. Everything is happening in alignment with a timing that is designed for your good. The 2 hours that seemed long were actually short in the context of what they accomplished. They prevented something greater from forming, and they allowed something better to begin. Stay steady in this understanding. Let it settle deeply within you so that it becomes part of how you see your life. You are guided, you are protected, and you are positioned. Nothing that has been removed from your path was meant to remain, and nothing that is meant for you will pass you by. There is a quiet confidence forming within you, even if you have not fully noticed it yet. It is the kind of confidence that does not need noise or proof to exist. It comes from knowing that what has already been handled could have gone very differently, yet it did not. That knowledge stays with you, even when you are not thinking about it directly. It becomes part of how you walk, how you speak, and how you face situations that once would have made you uncertain. Type 777 to affirm your belief. The environment around you has changed in a way that cannot be reversed. When something is exposed at this level, it creates a ripple effect. It sends a signal that your life is not open ground for interference, and that signal travels further than you realize. Things that once moved freely around you will now hesitate. Influences that once approached without resistance will now face a barrier they cannot cross. This is part of the protection that continues even after the moment has passed. Why are so many people talking about the billionaire brainwave? A leading neuroscientist says it was identified during a private program based on CIA research. This 7-second ritual, confirmed by 4 neuroscience labs, helps align your thinking with better financial outcomes. Many are moving away from stress into improved lifestyles, with dream homes, luxury cars, and the freedom to enjoy luxury vacations. But this discovery may be taken down soon. Click the link in the description and comments before it is gone. You may begin to feel a sense of calm that seems unfamiliar, almost like a quiet space has opened up around you. This calm is not empty, it is filled with stability. It is what remains when confusion is removed and when hidden pressure is lifted. You are now able to move without carrying something that was never meant to stay with you. This is a gift, and it is also a sign that you are aligned with the path that has been prepared for you. As you continue forward, there will be moments where you remember how close something came to affecting you. Those memories are not meant to pull you back into worry, they are meant to remind you of what was prevented. They are reminders of protection, not warnings of danger. When you see them in this way, they strengthen your trust instead of weakening your peace. Type Amen if you agree. There is also a sharpening happening in how you understand people and situations. You are beginning to see beyond what is presented on the surface. This is not about becoming suspicious, it is about becoming aware. You are learning to recognize what aligns with your peace and what does not. This awareness will guide your choices, helping you move in directions that support your growth and avoid what could slow you down. The 2 hours that passed have now become a reference point in your life. They are a reminder that timing matters and that what seems delayed can actually be precise. You will carry this understanding into future moments, and it will change how you experience waiting. Instead of feeling stuck, you will begin to see waiting as part of a process that is working for you. This shift will protect your mind from unnecessary stress and keep your focus steady. You are also being prepared to handle greater clarity. When truth becomes visible, it requires strength to accept it and wisdom to act on it. I am building both of these within you. You are becoming someone who can stand in truth without being shaken by it. This is important for what lies ahead, because clarity will play a key role in your next steps. The one who was caught has already lost their influence, and that loss is creating space for something better to take its place. This is how removal and restoration work together. What leaves makes room for what belongs, and what belongs will come without confusion or resistance. You will begin to notice this shift as new opportunities, connections, or directions appear more clearly in your life. You are not moving backward, even when things feel slow. You are moving forward in a way that is steady and secure. This kind of progress may not always feel dramatic, but it is lasting. It builds a foundation that will support you through changes without collapsing. This is the kind of movement I am guiding you into, one that is stable and aligned. There will also be moments where you feel a sense of distance from things that once held your attention.